Hi guys, this is Michael Balchitis, and welcome to my video about Cinema 4D subscription. Now, Cinema 4D for the first time has allowed for a subscription service to their software, Cinema 4D. Now, as I've been reviewing this segment of their options, I've noticed a few things, and I just wanted to discuss those very briefly and just kind of give you an overview of what all this means and what this means for the Cinema 4D user. So let's take a step back and just talk a little bit about recent developments with Maxon. So Maxon has fairly recently bought Redshift 3D. And Redshift is a render engine, and it uses primarily the GPU of your computer. So it's a very big development, and now it becomes part of Maxon's offerings. So another development is that they are currently working on a Mac version, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. And Apple has been developing the Mac Pro, which I believe is going to be released in November. So there's a bunch of different options and some new developments going along with this particular offering. Now, as you can see, these prices are €4. You can change these if you go to change region, and you can go to, say, I'm in the United States, or choose your location, and it gives you the amount for where you're located at. So this is a good little situation where you can find out exactly how much it will cost for your region. So let's go over a little bit. We have the Cinema 4D annual subscription, and that includes the Cinema 4D. And now, this is one thing to be very important about. Cinema 4D used to break up their software into modules that would be very specific to what you were trying to accomplish and what industry you were in. So say you were in rendering for architecture, or your motion graphics, or you're looking for something very basic, or you wanted the advanced version, which was Studio, which is the one I always purchased because I wanted to be able to do a lot. I wanted to have a lot of options, be able to do all of those things. So there was the Cinema 4D Studio version, which encompassed all the other modules. So in this offering, the way they have this structured is the Studio is now included in all of the options. So whatever you purchase, you're purchasing the access to the full Cinema 4D program. So that what that means is you'll have access to motion graphics, MoGraph. You'll have access to scripting with Espresso, and you'll have access to rigging for animation, sculpting, modeling, animation, all these different layouts, UV, body paint as well. So you'll have options to use all of those as well. So the annual subscription, which is I guess would be their most basic subscription that they have. It's billed annually. It's a good price. It's basically $60 a month, and that would be billed the total amount of that for the year. So if I go to my my calculator, and 1 second, sorry about that. It just kind of, I had it in full screen, so I couldn't slide this over from my other screen. 60 times 12. So basically $720 a year if you're in the United States. So that's what you'll be looking at for a yearly purchase of Cinema 4D. So that's a pretty good amount, considering it would cost about, we're looking here at all the way over to the end, $3,500. And I believe it's kind of hard for me to remember exactly how much. I always paid the full amount for the Studio, and then each time there was an upgrade, I would get the upgrade and I would get a discount. And from what I remember, it was about $1,000 each time I upgraded. So you would be getting the whole studio for $720 each year. And you would obviously you would get the upgrade anytime there would be upgrades to Cinema 4D. So I think that's a pretty good deal if you're just an entry level and you're just trying to learn Cinema 4D. Next, we have Cinema 4D with Redshift. Now, like I said, Redshift is now part of Cinema 4D, not part of this annual. I just want to make that clear. But you would then get Redshift with this, and then you would get all the benefits of that render engine. And you could still use other render engines, Arnold, Octane, and all that. So that's, V-Ray, that's totally fine. And, you would have access to Cineversity. I did skip that also. Cineversity and Team Render. So Cineversity is their educational, online education. So if you want to use that, I've used it, and I got to tell you, it's a little bit difficult to find what you're looking for because there's so many videos, and it's not very structured all that well, to be honest. And maybe they're going to change that as time moves forward and they're going to totally revamp their educational system. But I found it very difficult to find what I'm looking for. I found it easier just to search something on YouTube or something like that. So just keep that in mind. That's just my opinion. The great videos, great instructors. So they're very knowledgeable. Not a knock on that. Very professional, very clear. So they're good videos. And then you would have, of course, Team Render as well. So moving on to the next, you would have the monthly subscription. Now you would have, this would be annual, but now you would have monthly. Say you just didn't want to commit to a full year. It's going to cost you a little bit. So you got $95 a month basically. So you want to weigh that. You want to make that judgment of maybe you're just, you just need it for a few months, see if you like it. You would have obviously a trial version, but, if you wanted to just check it out and just kind of see how you felt for a few months, you could do that option. And that way you don't commit to a whole package, the whole amount. So that's an option for you. And then you have the monthly subscription, same as this with the Redshift. So you got annual, you got monthly, you got Redshift, annual and monthly. And it's really kind of like, what do you want to weigh if you want to spend the full amount? I would almost always use the full amount just because then I would have a whole year to, use that program, and it's a little bit less money compared to the other options. And then you have the perpetual, which is the full amount, billed once, so every time, never expires. So this is the one that I would want to get. Now, when we're talking about upgrades, I have R20 and I have not purchased the R21 just yet. I do have an email sent to Maxon, and I want to see what the upgrade price is for this amount. I also want to know if there is a Mac version for Redshift, which from what I understand does not play nicely with the GPU. And I was kind of looking online, and there's some like hacky stuff that you can do to maybe get that to work, and it'd be better off just buying a PC. So that's an option for me. I'm a Mac user, and I would purchase a PC in order to continue to use Cinema 4D, use it with Redshift, buy a really nice PC computer. But I want to hold off on that. If there is a Mac version, my preference is Mac. PCs are great, but I prefer, just because I'm more comfortable using a Mac. So I want that also to be in your mind as well. If you're a Mac user, you may not be, you just may be a PC user, and that's totally cool. But if you're a Mac user, you might want to consider holding off. I'll give you an update on this as well. And that way it gives you the best, the most information that you want. And of course, you can always just email them yourself too. But, I do want to do an update to this as I go through this process. And that way, once I go through it, then you can see how it is and how it would work for you and the whole process of how this works. Because this is new. This is new for Cinema 4D. I'm not sure exactly why Maya has used a subscription. There's also, ZBrush is a little bit different. So some of the other programs are a little bit different. But for a full 3D program, Adobe has their Creative Cloud. So a lot of them are subscription services now. And I think for the user, I think that's the best way, because you just don't want to keep, upgrading to get updates to the software when you can just get it, real time. So I just wanted to give this quick overview. Very excited about what Maxon is offering. Very excited about the new tools and everything that we're going to go over in R21. I haven't completely even given you enough tutorials on R20, so shame on me. Just a quick update on what I'm doing, and this, including this channel. I've just recently got into hired at a new company. So my mind has been, at this company, and just kind of working at the job, and flying around the country, just, going between offices. And so just wanted to give you an update. I have not abandoned this channel at any means whatsoever. I know it's been a few weeks since my last tutorial. I have a lot of big things coming up. Modeling for automotive, modeling for architecture, motion graphics. I'm going to be getting a lot into materials. I'm going to be talking a lot about body paint and texturing, character modeling and character rigging and character animation. So a lot of big things coming up. I've been developing a bunch of different free courses as well. So if you kind of feel like tutorials are good, but you want something a little bit more in depth, I'm working on some free courses that I'll be putting on Udemy or Skillshare. And of course, I have my own website too, astronomicskills.com, if you want to check out the free courses that I have on there as well. So yeah, that's the update of what I'm doing. And I'm looking forward to, everything that we're going to be doing. If you have questions, if you want me to work on something, if you want me to talk about something, or just kind of give my review, or if you just have, an issue, put a message in the comment section, and I try to respond as often and as quickly as possible. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you.